Hello, everyone. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camper Report show, we are talking with a couple that spent some time planning a vacation because you know what, Bob? This week, there's a day that's National Plan Your Vacation Day. And they go in their RV from Major League Ballpark to Major League Ballpark, but they have a unique twist to it. You're going to like that.
That's great. It sounds fantastic. But I've got a third generation young lady in a family close and dear to the heart of all New Englanders. I've got Lexi Roberts, who is the third generation in the Fran and Shirley Roberts, and then
Yep.
down to Frank and Suzanne Roberts. And she is just about ready to get out of college. She's in line to become one of the executives in the company, and she's just got a great personality. And it's nice to hear that generation talking about our industry to us old guys.
From Longview RV in
Longview
Connecticut.
RV,
There we go. So those are two great stories. Plus, we've got the headlines of the week. Where do we get those headlines?
RV Business with Rick Kessler and Woodall's Campground Magazine at with Ben Quiggle
There we go. We'll be back with those and much more right here. Where, sir?
on the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everyone.
Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements, to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVlife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years.
And welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro. The gentleman with his Air Force veteran hat on is my colleague, Mr. Bob Zagami. And Bob, it's the news segment. But let's have some fun news. Let's start with something fun because I read that recently we went through National Plan Your Vacation Day. Okay. And you know what? Nothing could be more exciting than planning a vacation in the doldrums of January. And you know what? You start looking to do cool summer things. And you know what? I think people are starting to realize that, at 5 o'clock at night in the Northeast, it's light out. So that means winter is kind of behind us. Talk a little bit about this exciting day
Well,
and
I
what people
I
should
was a
be
little
doing.
critical of some people today because I didn't see any coverage from the RV industry. They have in the past. It's always the last Tuesday in January that they have this, and it was in fact Tuesday of this week. So we didn't have anything from Go RVing or the RV industry, but there was all kinds of stuff on Facebook from corporations, airplanes,
Yeah.
special deals, cruise ships, and we'll hold that for the next segment. Uh, but there's a lot of activity, and I saw in industries that even weren't transportation related necessarily, like hotels. There's a big push on this right now, so we got to get the RV people back in fashion with it and get out to the dealers earlier. So that they can promote it to bring people in.
Yep.
January is in the middle of show season, do something on that Tuesday or that weekend. But National Plan, it's a real thing. It's been out there now for at least 5 years.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
certainly RV show season. I mean, we were
right,
at one last week. There's another one this week coming up. There's another one um, 2 weeks ago, at least in New England, there's one every weekend till almost the 1st of March. So the industry is doing its part about getting people in, and there was very good activity at the show that I went to that our friends at Camping World put on in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I know on a Thursday. on a Thursday. Their show was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See, they did something a little different. Rather than get in on a big show, they created their own show. So they went out and rented the Civic Center exhibition hall and brought in 85 units and brought in sales folks from all over the country and had some really phenomenal deals. But with those 85 units, they had everything there from a um, diesel pusher to a pop-up. And we even got to take a video of a pop-up, which you hardly ever see. But the other thing with Plan Your Vacation Day is I was getting notices all day today from the rental car companies saying, rent your car now and save 35%. And I'm sure the campgrounds are just starting to wake up from their winter naps and
Yeah, I didn't see
asking
anything
people.
from the campgrounds, but there again, they can do something early on, or when they do go to the RV shows to exhibit, because and the shows are important. There's no question. It's a big chunk of the business that RV dealers have every year, but you just can't sell an RV. You got to teach them how to use it or see how they want to use it, explain the wonderful family vacations that you can have, and you can really do it in a relaxed environment. This is, the end of January, so you got plenty of time to pick out the RV. You got plenty of time to pick out the campground. And there are a lot of travel shows this time of year. AAA has a travel show. One of the insurance companies has, maybe it was Progressive, has it. And when you go to those, a lot of times you don't see RVs. We did the show one year with RV rentals in Boston, but that should be, if somebody's going to think about going on a vacation and they want to think about Disney World and airplanes or cruise ships, then RVs, we want RVs to be in that conversation.
Yep, in that top three.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So speaking of cruise ships, there's some statistics that our friends at AAA just put out that there will be 19 million people that are going to take cruises in this upcoming year. Now, we've taken several cruises. I know you said that you tried one and you didn't like it at all.
No.
We've taken them with extended family members because not everybody has an RV. But keep in mind one thing, with a cruise, okay, you spend a considerable amount of money, like probably $2,000 per person. Okay. And then if you get the drink package and then you get some extras, you can really add that up. Whereas if you had an RV, okay, because a family of four is going to spend 15 to $20,000 on a cruise.
Yeah. It,
And guess what? At the end of the cruise, guess what happens to your vacation? It's
it's
over.
gone. It's gone.
Take that
It's
20,000.
a 7-day vacation. Right.
Take that 20,000. You can put that 20,000 and almost buy an entire travel trailer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just have
Because
a
right
little
now
bit of
the
a
prices,
balance.
you're right. The prices have come down.
Yep. Yep.
The interest rates have come down. But yeah, you can get into a pop-up or a single axle trailer now for less than $150 a month. And there's some dealers out there that are promoting $99 a month. You will
Yep.
spend $99 a month in Starbucks and maybe even more.
You know what? You figure what's the average Starbucks now? $6 a day.
$5 or $6, yeah.
So six times five is 30. That's 120 bucks a month if you don't drink it on a Saturday or Sunday.
So
So
switch to Dunkin' Donuts and buy yourself an RV.
yeah,
It's a hell of
have
a
the
deal.
app and get the Dunkin' Donuts coffee for
Well,
cheaper.
if I was a dealer, I'd give somebody $100 gift certificate to Dunkin' Donuts when they buy.
Yep.
And I can't call it Dunkin'
Yep.
Donuts anymore. It's
Yep.
Dunkin'.
But let's look at that. Let's look at that cruise situation again. The new cruise ships that are coming out,
Amazing.
they are talking five, six. The newest one, which starts in April, 7,000 people.
Yeah, 7,000.
7,000. That is just the visitors.
Right,
That's
that's the
excluding the
passengers. Right.
crew of 1,500 people. Now, when you go into Nassau, do you think that the ship that you're on is the only ship in Nassau? No.
Mm-mm.
There's sometimes five and six cruise lines that hit Nassau on the exact same day.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Now, campgrounds can get overcrowded, but there's a finite number of people that you're going to run into at a campground. And I don't care regardless of whether you like being in crowds or don't like being in crowds, an RV vacation gives you both choices. With a cruise vacation right now, there is no way that you are not going to be waiting in line. There's no way you're not going to be dealing with somebody who might be loud and rude and disorderly. Okay.
Russian
You're
to
not
get
going to find
ready.
that at a campground.
No, rushing to get ready to get off the ship for
Right.
the excursion, and
Right.
then rushing to get back on the ship so they don't leave
Yep.
without you.
Yeah. Yeah. The overpriced excursion. The
Yeah,
overpriced excursion. So we just want to tell people, because we're both active RVers, and you know what? Next week, we um, brush the snow off our RV and head for Florida. So we are, you know what? I can feel the excitement now when I'm saying, oh,
just
you know what?
in just in time because it's going to be in the mid 80s all next week. But you won't be down here then. You'll be on route. But
En route.
it's getting closer to the temperatures that you want, John.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'll hold them for you.
Keep in mind that when you're planning your vacation, whether it's, we love hotels. In fact, the first couple of days of our RV vacation, we'll be staying in Marriott properties because our RV is still winterized and we're not going to sleep in it, up north. Actually, we could have said that anywhere north of Pensacola or New Orleans
Right,
last week
exactly. Could have gone through the snow in Jacksonville.
when
Yeah,
they had the snow.
yeah.
But keep an RV vacation in mind for, and here, let's one other thing, one other aspect of that. You don't have to own an RV. You can rent one. And
Yeah.
if you don't want to rent one, but still have heard about what fun there is at a campground, so many of the great campgrounds in the United States have cabin rentals or RV rentals that you can drive your car there, park your car for the week, plop
Right.
yourself down,
Yeah, people
and
like Outdoorsy and RV Share will
yep,
deliver the rental trailer to the
yep,
campground and set it up. And all
yep.
you do is walk in, have fun, call them up, and they come take it away. You don't even have to worry about, you don't have to know anything about setting up an RV.
Yeah. And just like our friends at Spacious Skies, they have rental units at most of
Have
their
it? Yeah.
places. What's the other one where we went last year? Margaritaville has a wide
Yep.
variety of rental units.
Yep.
Again, you fly there and rent a car if you want or whatever, but enjoy the camping lifestyle, and I guarantee you will look into it again
Yep.
um,
I agree.
in the following year. So. In the last bit of info, it's not fun at all. It's about fixing RVs. Talk about our friends at RVTI, what they're doing.
Yeah, part of the RVTI program is a program for dealers called Associate Learning. What is it? Associate learning partners, where a dealership can sign up for a fee, typically around a little over $3,000, and right in their own facility, they get the instructor and they train their technicians for certification. Because when you look at the camping worlds, the Blue Compass, the Campers Inn, they have so many people, and to have them away from the dealership is an
Yep.
extremely expensive item for
Yep.
them. So they become an authorized learning partner and they have their own trainer and they get RBTI trainers to also come in and they train in the dealership on a continuing basis, especially for level one and level two certification. So for the first time, they did a conference in Elkhart, Indiana, and brought all of the authorized learning partners, or most of them, into the institute to see what's working, what's not working, what else they want, what kind of programs. I mean, you just know that AI was on the program, and people say, "Well, it's AI. Why are you going to give it technicians?" Well, if you've read the news at all this week on what's going on in the AI world, everybody's going to have to know
You better
something.
be you better be
You
up to date on it.
better know where and why.
Yep.
Uh, so that was done, and it's actually a good chance where a lot of the dealers that were in attendance had not met the other dealers. They were from
Well, there
different
you
parts
go.
of the country. So you get to share your own experiences and what's working and how are you retaining your certified technicians. So
Cool.
congratulations to RVTI. It's a great idea, and I think they're going to be planning on doing it every year now.
Great. There we go. From
Before you go, before you go,
Yep.
want our good fans to understand I'm not being bravo with my Air Force hat on. I had some surgery on my head a couple of years ago, and trust me, the hat looks better than what's underneath the hat.
Yeah. You mean a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. What did I say? A couple months ago?
No, a couple weeks ago. You said a couple years ago.
Oh, no, January 20th.
Yeah.
Friday,
No. Anyway.
January 20th.
Anyway. So
Yeah.
that's the story. And we've got a great show coming up. Join us because this is, oh, wait a minute. We got to thank, no. We already thanked Quiggle and
Yes, you
whatchamacallit.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, Kessler. We don't have to give them exposure every show. But
Sure we
anyway,
do.
we're talking about RV business in Woodhouse Campground Magazine, where we get our news
You.
stories. This
Right.
is what, Mr. Zagami?
The Camper Report show.
Stay with us, everyone. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Camper Report Show. My name is John DePietro, and you know, one of the coolest things, we've done 195 Camper Report shows, and one of the coolest things that I enjoy is meeting campers with an interesting story. What have they done with their RV? Where have they gone that was really cool? And we're here at America's largest RV show in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And this young couple was walking by, and I said, "We're checking out hacks. Tell us tell us where you've been." Which has nothing to do with this, with what we're going to talk about in a second. But that's how we struck up our conversation. And they have the exact same motorhome that we had a couple years ago from Forest River. The exact same one, same color scheme and everything. And they said they were from San Diego. And I asked if they were going to New England. They said they had already been, but they were. Well, you tell us your name.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Mark.
Yes.
You talk louder.
I'm Mark.
Okay. And Mark and Victoria.
Yes.
Okay. And tell us what you're doing this summer.
Well, we are on a 120-day adventure, part of which includes visiting some Major League ballparks. We've been to Chicago White Sox. We've been to the Cleveland Guardians. We've been to see the
Formerly
Cincinnati
Cleveland
Reds.
Indians, but
Yes.
now they're politically
I
correct.
have got to be politically correct, yeah. The Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh
Pirates.
those guys.
Yes.
And we're headed to see the Phillies this weekend. And from there, we're down to Baltimore to see the Orioles, and back up to see the Mets, and then back down to Washington to see the Nationals, and then we round out the end of our trip in Toronto to see the Blue Jays on the 29th.
Now, the
kind of
interesting part about the whole trip is that they said you do what? You go day
We
games
go to day games. Only day games.
because they don't want to park their big RV in
don't
an
know
inner
what you're
city
getting into,
situation with parking and all that other stuff, which was really cool. But you know what? There's so many RVers that follow the NASCAR circuit, right?
Yep.
And they'll follow college football. I saw somebody here from Clemson. Clemson has thousands of people, right? You ever RV to a Clemson football game?
Yeah, we stayed 10 nights.
Okay, so there you go.
There you go.
Okay,
10 miles from the state.
okay, there you go. So it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. This wasn't something that, right? There are RVers that will take 2 years to plan a trip across town.
Yep.
But I give you all credit to do what you did and doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Baseball. Day games.
That's what they do. What's been the coolest part so far?
Wow. Well, we went to Denver, and we went to Red Rocks Amphitheater, and then we went up to Estes Park.
No, I mean baseball
Stadium.
parks,
Oh,
baseball
ballpark.
stadiums.
Sorry, ballpark. Well, personally, I like the Pirates Stadium.
Three
Yes.
Rivers.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
It's a great setting. It's a little bit newer than some of the others.
Very intimate.
So how about Wrigley Field? Did you do that yet?
We did Wrigley. Yes.
And you did the old Yankee Stadium.
We did the old Yankee
That
Stadium.
has to be 25, 30 years ago.
Yes.
I don't know
Right.
about that long, maybe 10.
10? No,
10.
longer
Oh,
than that.
longer than that.
Longer than that.
Remember, I'm in the American
Yes.
League.
I'm
That's
not
right.
that old.
So what would you say to other RVers that would like to do what you want to do, but they always say, well, we're going to do it next summer, and we're going to do it next summer, and
You know what? We never know how many more days we got.
you heard it,
Get out
folks.
there and do it.
You never
Get out there and do
know,
it.
That's right.
right? I mean, after a certain age, we're one doctor's visit away from saying, stay close to
That's
home.
another story, but we'll tell that another time.
Another time. He's already, by the way, folks, did you know he's already invited himself back for another.
That's right.
Did we even ask your name?
Yes.
Did you tell us?
Yes.
Did they? They did?
Mark
got
and
it.
Victoria.
Oh, Mark and Victoria.
From
Okay.
Carlsbad, California.
Carlsbad, which is somewhere near
San Diego.
Near San Diego.
Yes.
Okay.
Between Camp Pendleton and San Diego is Carlsbad, one of the beach
Camp
towns.
Pendleton, that's where the Marines hang out?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Those are the ones.
So, this is not your first baseball trip. You did another one
Yes.
prior.
Well, we've incorporated ballparks into just about all of our trips, but we have never done 9 on one trip.
Yeah.
So do you buy the program and you buy the tickets? Do you buy the baseball
Well,
cap? Do you
we
buy the
started out
shirts?
buying the hats,
Yeah.
and then we got to where we had too many hats. We're like, okay, we'll buy shirts.
Yeah.
They're a little more flexible.
Yeah.
And I don't
Now
know
we
if I should
just buy
admit this or
magnet.
not. We buy magnets, we go in the pro shop, we put the
Try the
hat
hat,
on, we
take a
take a
picture.
picture, and
Steal
we put
the
the hat
magnet?
back.
No,
No, we pay
Oh,
for the
you'll
magnets,
steal
but we
stuff,
don't
okay.
we don't buy the hats. We just take a picture and put them back.
we're gonna get in trouble now.
Oh well, they're gonna bust us at the next
Okay.
ballpark.
Now, football season's coming up.
Yeah.
Do you, of course, living in California, USC is the only big football team there, right? Or UCLA?
UCLA.
San Diego State, come on.
Oh, San Diego State. Okay.
State
Not as big as USC, but
or UCLA.
or
Have you
UCLA.
thought
Stanford.
of maybe hitting some college games on the way back because we're in the midst of college football season?
Well, we thought about it, and we want to go to one of the huge college stadiums. You know, the 80, 100,000.
Penn State is right up the street from here.
Oh.
Maybe they're playing this weekend.
Maybe this weekend.
We'll have to look and see.
Look at the schedule. I
Okay.
mean, they're only, Penn State's only an hour away?
That's the one that would be worth hitting.
There's
yeah.
100,000 people there.
Wow.
If they play a night game, it's even cooler.
We don't do night games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but at a college football stadium in an area that
A little safer, yeah.
you don't really you don't get people that go tailgate at Major League Baseball like you do in
Right.
football and college football. So from that perspective,
Well, a lot of the newer
we're
ballparks.
planning his trip for him now.
A lot of the newer
added
ballparks are in
new
old
lane.
downtown
Right.
redevelopment areas,
Yeah,
so that's
like
the
Baltimore
kind
is
of
downtown.
Yeah.
questionable
Oh,
part.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Baltimore's
No.
downtown. You
Okay.
might have to park
The
in.
Guardians was a little sketchy.
You might have to park in New Jersey. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to be camping in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and take the train. But consider that, and then because this time of year, this is really interesting, folks. If you're traveling at this time of the year, you can go to Major League Baseball, you can go to National Football League games, you can go to college football games, you can go to NBA preseason games, you can go to NHL preseason games, you can go to Major League Soccer games, and you know what? If you're a sports fan, I mean, what better way than a sports fan in an
whatever you want,
RV?
it's all there,
You
yeah.
could go on ESPN, they would hire you.
Right.
Because you have all that down.
Right,
You're
exactly.
promoting everybody.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Leave no stone unturned. So we want to give a special camp report thank you to
Mark,
in Victoria, and let you know that you are watching. What's the name of the show we're on? That you're on?
that I'm on, RV Life.
RV Life,
The Camper Report
the Camper Report
Show.
Show. Camper
Okay.
Report Show.
Okay. So say, and now back to you in the studio.
And now back to you in the studio.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Camper Report Show. Glad to have you with us, and I'm glad to have Lexi Roberts, third generation of the Roberts family from Longview RV in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Lexi, thanks for joining us this morning. I know it's show season and everybody rushes every weekend to get units over to the exhibit hall, and I assume you're no different this weekend.
It's been busy. We'll be in Hartford this weekend, and we've been running them back and forth all day yesterday, and I'm the only one here right now because we've already had people running, so busy.
All right. Now I understand, and congratulations, you finished up your MBA work in
Yep,
accounting.
just finished last week. Very excited to be starting here full time. It's exciting.
You got a great title. It's kind of all encompassing when we look at RV dealerships. You're the dealership coordinator. So it's easy to say we throw everything into that pot and you touch every aspect of the business, but is there a particular area that you have a liking for, or that as you grow with the dealership now that you want to take a certain path?
Well, I've spent a lot of time in service and I really enjoy it. So I've been a service advisor. I was over there for many years, kind of before I started full time. So I know a lot about that. So that's the area I probably enjoy the most, but I'm kind of branching out now, doing more of everything. Started marketing using a lot of AI in the last few weeks. So if you see our ads, I'm making a lot of them.
Isn't it amazing that one drop by the Chinese on their new product and the whole world understands AI, and if they don't understand AI, they will within the next week or two. But it got a lot of criticism when it first arrived on the technology scene. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of benefits if it's used the right way. Have you started using it just in your advertising or your marketing, or what areas do you see that you're going to put some effort into it?
I think marketing is where I'm mainly using it now, but I'm good with technology. I can really just whenever I have some kind of, oh, I don't know how to phrase that. I have a general question. Um, I was talking to another dealer who they went back to radio advertising and they asked AI what some of the best times are just based on commuting traffic in their area. So there's a lot you can do with it. You just need to know how to ask the right questions.
That's true. And one of the best presentations I think at the RVDA convention is Ron Wheeler, Wheeler Advertising. He's done some great ones on AI 2 or 3 years ago. He was already telling dealers in the RV industry what's coming down the pike. He was early on, and if they practiced what he was training them on, they've got a little bit of a head start. But it's nice that you've got the love of technology because we're so dependent on that today. And being the third generation, I'm old enough to remember and work with your grandfather and your grandmother. So Brandon and Shirley, we had a great relationship. I spent a lot of good time with them. And of course, your father, Frank, who has done an incredible job since they handed it over to him. And now you're third generation. Do you feel any particular pressure or do you feel pleasure because you're able to carry on the tradition? Talk about your grandmother and grandfather first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I never got to actually work with them. When I started working, they were mostly out, but they were just awesome people, and you really feel the family effects of how they started it. We still have a monthly birthday lunch that Shirley started, and we do that every month still. And you can still really feel their founding efforts every day here. Just overall fantastic people. And that going on to the next question, super proud to carry on that legacy, but and really excited about it. But yeah, I think there is a certain amount of pressure, and it's not just being handed over. I have to do extra work, and I really want to make my own impact on everything.
That's a good way to look at it. You certainly have to step into your own shoes and make your own. You can't ride on the shoulders of the other generations. But I think when I look around to our dealers, especially in the New England area where we have so many family-owned dealerships that are working on their third generation, it's nothing but good news. I mean, they're doing some exciting things. They're using technology in the ways other people didn't do it. They actually become the resource now for the veterans in the organization, and they'll come to you for those kinds of answers. And I think that's a whole new generation of people that are coming into the dealerships. And I just think I don't see anything wrong with it, number one, and I don't see anything bad that can come from it, number two.
Yeah, and I think like the next generation of buyers, and they're my friends, and people I know, so I know how they think. I'm kind of more like them. So just as they're coming and starting to buy, I think that's important to have as well.
Well, that's a good aspect of it too, because you're not the only person of your generation that is active in the RV industry, whether or not you're working in the industry or whether or not you are an active RVer, whether it's a pop-up tent or a diesel pusher. And speaking of pop-up tents and diesel pushers, you're one of the few dealers that are really full service all the way up. I can walk into your showroom and see a pop-up trailer outside your father's office for $15,000, or go out on the lot and see one that's about a $500,000 diesel pusher. And how do you how are you going to anticipate the needs of all of those? How do you work that into the daily mix in terms of inventory, in terms of service, in terms of how you provide to them? When you look at the scope of the industry from the pop-up to the diesel pusher, how do you view that?
I think it's a really strong asset for us because we really have something for everyone. And going kind of onto the service side, we have technicians that work on all of, from pop-ups to a diesel pusher. They're working on such a variety. So we definitely have the experience here kind of all over the board. And, we get to see everything and people from all walks of life coming in, whether you're buying a pop-up or a diesel pusher, a fifth wheel, whatever it is.
Well, one of the things that's unique about Longview RV, and I found this out probably over 50 years ago, it truly, number one, it's a family business, but your employees are as important as the family members. You got Joe Nero down there in service and over 30 years of service. I probably couldn't count on one hand the number of my dealers or the number of dealers that I know nationwide that have a service manager who has been serving the customers for 30 years. I mean, what peace of mind for your customers.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And most of our managers have been here decades, which I think really goes to show it's all part of the family. And that's really important here. And really, like looking around every day, we have more people that have been here a minimum at least 5 years than people that haven't. So that's something we're super proud of. And we like to have everyone stick around and be a part of the family.
All right, my guest this morning is Lexi Roberts with Longview RV, dealership coordinator, recently crowned with her MBA degree. Take a look out there over the next 4 or 5 years. What do you want to be your stake in the ground, or what do you want to really work on for the dealership? And I thought you brought up a great point that you're not the only one of your generation because your peers and your friends are going to be the prospects and customers of Longview RV. You got kind of come along with the technology boom. You're going to come along with good customer service. When you look out there, where do you think you might like to be in, so let's say 5 years, hypothetical.
Yeah, I think just appealing to that new generation coming in, being a little more tech savvy because I think there's always some more work we can do on that. But yeah, just kind of bringing more new campers in and being a part of the industry. I think that's super important. Being a member of our VDA, I'm the Connecticut state delegate, so getting involved in that kind of stuff is really important for the dealership and the industry as a whole.
And you are also part of RVWA, right?
I am. I joined after our live show with all the ladies. So, yeah, I'm just getting involved in more things now and trying to learn as much as I can because I don't think there's ever a time in this industry where you're done learning. There's always something new, always something exciting. And yeah.
All right, last question. You're the new kid on the block. You've got all the technology savvy, but you also have the benefit of being exposed to Longview RV over many years. You've worked there part-time, you know them. How do you close the gap on technology between your generation and the people who have been in the dealership 25, 30 years? Do you try to, or do you let them do what they do and then you bring the new technology up? Have you spent any time thinking about that?
I know there are some people who are harder to get on board with new technology, even when we just have like we have a platform where we can just send a text through the Longview number and it's super easy. And when people don't answer the phone, you should just text them. And even that, some people had a hard time with, but I've gotten Todd really on all over AI. We've been making pictures, doing all kinds of fun stuff with it just to learn. I think when you show what can be done, it doesn't necessarily have to be the way that they do it, but it's a tool that can help pretty much anyone in any job. So we have some people that are using it. We have some people that don't know what to think of it, but I think it'll be an asset that's there for everyone to use. So we'll
And
see how that goes
and
implementing.
right, and forever. It's not going to go away now. You mentioned a key word when you said showing people. I think one of the big mistakes a lot of dealerships make is some people have certain skills, but they never show them to the other people. They never show them what they're working on. Not that they should become experts in it, but so that they know, and some people do feel threatened about that coming into their environment, but so that they know what you're doing and how it's benefiting the organization. And then they get, even if they don't use it, they get comfortable with it. They see the technology being used not only to help the people in the dealership, but to help your prospects and your customers have a better relationship.
Yeah, AI, some people think it's going to take their jobs, but I think really in this industry especially, you need the human touch here. You can't just have a technology sell you an RV, give you service. That's not really how this is going to work, but it'll definitely be a tool that anyone can use.
Great. Lexi, thanks for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.